Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to Beer Geek Nation. I'm your host Chris. Thanks for joining me once again on the day before Thanksgiving. I just want to give a big happy Thanksgiving to all my US fans, beer geeks, fellow members of the nation. I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Drive safe, enjoy good beer, be safe. But with that said, I am super excited about this beer that I'm doing here, and it is Founder's Backwoods Bastard. The backstory behind this one, 10.2% alcohol, 50 IBUs. The story behind this one, it is Founder's Dirty Bastard, which is their Scotch ale, which comes in at 8.5%, and they age it in American oak bourbon barrels to get Backwoods Bastard, excuse me. Dirty Bastard is one of my favorite Scotch ales on the planet. I love that beer. So when I heard they made a bourbon barrel version of it, I was like, I have to get that. So that is Backwoods Bastard. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Let's get into a glass, let you know how it smells, how it tastes, give you the verdict on Founder's Backwoods Bastard. Alright guys, so the appearance on the Backwoods Bastard from Founders. You know, this beer is classified as a Scotch ale, wee heavy. So traditionally they are just the darkest mahogany browns and reds you can find, and this beer is no exception to that rule. Just an absolutely gorgeous dark red, dark mahogany. You can't see anything through it. The head was a nice, 1.5, almost 2 fingers of really large bubbles that dissipated really quick. Alcohol feet are, just sticking to the glass like crazy. You can really see it in there. This beer actually does have a decent amount of carbonation for being barrel aged. But yeah, it's just a very beautiful looking Scotch ale. Oh wow, it is all bourbon, vanilla notes, oak notes. There's a woodiness to it, almost a sour milk kind of smell to it. Yeah, and then once you get past that, it is all roasted malts. Just imagine the biggest amount of caramel and toffee and roasted barley you can ever smell in a beer. That's basically what you're getting in here. Big booze characters, big alcohol characters in there, kind of blending all the aromas together. Yeah, it's just huge amounts of bourbon notes, big vanilla notes, big oak notes, huge amounts of malt, and a touch of booziness kind of blend it all together. It's a really big smelling beer. Alright, the taste on the Backwoods Bastard. I've been looking forward to this one. Right at the front of the tongue, there's a slight hint of bitterness. From the tip of the tongue on back, it's basically all malt. Yeah, just a mouth coating beer, just really kind of coats the palate. I'm getting a lot of vanilla in this one, a lot of oakiness, and there is kind of that sourness to it. Not like a sour beer, but like a sourness kind of milk to it, kind of a smoothness to it. The carbonation, just, you can taste it, but it's barely there in the actual taste of it. Just big caramel notes, a lot of roasted notes in this. There's a smoked peat kind of character to it, and you definitely expect that in these Scotch ales. But really, the bourbon barrels are just the star of this show. You're getting big vanilla notes, big kind of an oakiness, a woodiness, a hint of just the slightest hint of funkiness that blends with all the big bready notes and the big malty notes in here. Definitely some booziness. You do get some hotness from the alcohol. Kind of warms the throat, back of the mouth, into the chest a little bit. But on a beer like this, with big bourbon notes, you would expect something like that. And, it just really lives up to its name. It's a great tasting beer. All right, so the final verdict on Founder's Backwoods Bastard, their Scotch / wee heavy. Basically, it's Dirty Bastard aged in American oak bourbon barrels. I'm going to give this one an A. This is a beer I wish they would make year-round kind of situation. You can't drink a lot of it. It's a sipper, obviously. A bottle of it's tough to get through. And I kind of like those challenging beers. I think that's a kind of good beer to kind of put the brakes on a little bit, makes you think about what you're drinking. Huge bourbon notes in this one. If you've never had a bourbon barrel aged ale, Founders does it like nobody else. They're KBS. It's just phenomenal, and this one lives up to that same kind of pedigree. Big vanilla notes, big oak notes. There's a ton of malt. One of the maltiest beers I've ever had, next to their old curmudgeon, actually. Some smokiness in there, some of that peat flavor you get in traditional scotches. A little bit of bitterness right in the front of the mouth, some booziness in there. It all blends together really well. It's a gigantic beer. It is a sipping beer, and I highly, highly recommend it. Get it while you can. It's out now. It doesn't last too long, so definitely check it out. I'm going to give this one an A. This is Backwoods Bastard from Founders. 10.2%, 50 IBUs, available now. Definitely check it out. And remember, folks, life is too short. Drink amazing beers. Cheers.